There's quite a few things I want to get to, and I want to talk to you, um, and just try to share with you where we're at, okay? Because I'm seeing a lot of things that are very, very concerning to me. Okay, do I know what tomorrow holds? No, of course not. Do I take account for it or like let it weigh me down? No, I don't. To be quite honest with you, if you really knew me, you would know that I am so devoted to wanting to know, just like you, being a man subject to sin, just like you, having the same nature, but a little above, a little ahead of this game. But listen, this is not a game that they really don't play around in. This is something that is still dissatisfying my soul. Yeah, I'm having a lot of thoughts, man, to be quite honest with you. There's quite a few things that I'm worried about here as far as, trying to figure out my identity just like everybody else's. Mine's been a little harder to figure out. So I'm taking a look around, and in this big circle, we have, different degrees of perspective. So if you would allow me to be kind enough to give you my perspective, I will do that right now. Okay, so let's talk about this. I'm watching, scenes from Knowing, the movie Knowing, with Nicolas Cage. You have to excuse my voice too; it's a little hoarse. I don't know why that is, but anyway, so in this movie scene, Nicolas Cage finds this dormant piece of paper with just numbers all over it. It's one piece of paper. It just has numbers. It's like numerology. And he's trying to do the numerology behind it. And what he comes up with is a 9/11 code that predicts certain events. People die, a certain amount of people died, and this and that. Well, this next one, that he's figuring out, that's been dormant for 50 years. This is 50 years in the ground. Okay, so right there, it's telling me the ground means something. The ground is the earth. Don't you know? The earth is the ground. That's Mother Earth, okay? That's where you come from. Do you understand that? So if you come from 50 years in the dirt, and the dirt is poisoned, well, guess what? We're going to have some problems, aren't we? It's going to cause decay. Okay? CERN had a movie named Decay. Of organic matter rotting, or decompose through the action of bacteria or fungi. Now watch this. This is causing me to look at now fungi. Well, where would fungi be? Would it be in our oceans? I think so. You gotta understand something. You're dealing with somebody who's devoted his life to this. Okay? The breakdown, the decomposition. Our bodies, anything organic, will decay after death, right? This is what's causing decay, is death, right? It's death causing this. Death is the one factor here. And I wonder how quickly people are decaying, or plants are decaying, or life is decaying. Well, let's see. I've been looking at articles saying there's been demonic activity in sea lions. Okay? Sea lions. Now, why would a sea lion act demonic?
This immortal civilization
Just like animals.
making.
That's why I say,
It altogether is a daunting
don't hurt anything that has life.
with me, as it's utterly fascinating.
It has a soul. Don't you understand that? So
But we won't begin with massive monuments, but with
they want to know why sea lions are attacking people. Well, that would mean something is wrong with the water, wouldn't it? Or something in the water, something around the water.
this is Kerch,
So we're gonna do this
100 kilometers south of Luxor.
because I'm not worried about this.
Unless you're an archaeologist, you almost certainly won't have heard of it. Because there aren't any great temples or royal tombs to admire. But having a place
Harmful algae bloom occurs when algae or cyanobacteria grows out of control in water, producing toxin causing other harmful effects. They impact people, animals, and environment. Blue, green, red, depending on the algae type. So it's easy to spot, but others are harder to see.
to Dirk Huyger, and he's got something
Okay, they grow near the bottom of the water, right? The water. And that would mean the bottom of the ocean. Okay, the bottom of the ocean.
in the rock.
Look,
An amazing story about the
here's the story. It just happened today.
It's a
Oh, yeah.
1,000-year-old picture gallery.
All right, so that would mean, okay, that our ocean water is being poisoned and causing this algae, right? Or this algae bloom that's killing more marine life. Killing marine life. That's death. Okay. That's number 2. And that's two deaths. Okay. I saw that
Complete with its own hippo.
the honeybee colonies are experiencing widespread deaths, okay, this year alone, okay. How do these bees die, you say?
But another type of animal is by far
So we're now talking about in the ocean. Now we're going to talk about, in the air. Millions of bees have died. It's the worst bee loss in recorded history. Are you concerned yet? Like I am concerned. I'm only concerned for your soul. Sadly, it's already been decided.
were ancestors of the domestic
And those who've been marked, they've been marked. And if they haven't,
thing on the menu.
I don't know. It's an unfolding disaster. Blade shook one of the nation's top beekeepers, Shu, or Ku backwards, has found 10,000 of dead insects. He said he never had seen losses like this before. The data, that's another problem we're having here. Data. What is data? Okay, and why, and where does it go? Who has it?
Here as they tracked their
Who takes it, and what do they do with it? Researchers are struggling with causing the death. Juliana Rangel, an entomologist, has been studying beehives in her lab. There are a few potential explanations, including changing habitats, weather patterns. It's no certain answer.
were engraved on these rocks here.
In addition to making honey, they pollinate 75% of the fruits and the nuts and the vegetables grown in the U.S. That, because I saw something yesterday that had empty shipping, yards and shipyards, and they're like, yeah, we never seen shipyards this
Passing right through this spot and putting
this little, there's no boats out on the sea. And then a guy who studies
human figures
shipyards and I guess like boat traffic, sea traffic on the sea,
stranger.
ships from the sea.
These carvers
and where we do business at. Okay? In addition to, 75% of all things that you're going to buy in the store.
These are the first signs of what makes ancient
This is the food that is in and around the world that comes into our shipping ports,
As for its ancient
and the way we consume.
this evolved under dramatic circumstances.
If we lose 80% of our bees every year, the industry cannot survive,
By about half a degree
which means they cannot pollinate the,
effect on climate. And as the world
and producing food here, man, is how we do business, okay, in the United States, okay? So what is Trump raising all these tariffs for? Why is he doing this? China, 145%. They know what's going on, and you're not being told it. And how do they know? Well, they've known this for quite some time. They've been giving climate warnings and things like this.
The diminishing rainfall forced both animals and people towards large lakes.
There's no almond crop without honeybees.
One such area
And they focus on rebuilding dead hives. Wait, hold on there. They focus on rebuilding dead hives. What?
to communities, but still reliant on
So this would mean giving the dead life again, right?
exactly when these would return. And so they turned.
So what does this mean?
Welcome to the beginning
They're gonna make and simulate beehives.
of Egypt's oldest calendar. At around 7,000
A call from a friend. 20,000 beehives this guy had to start a winter. He's at less than 1,000. He said, "This is it, I'm done. I've had far too many of those calls the last few weeks." It's not just a beekeeper issue, he says. No, it's not.
when the sun
So,
was directly overhead,
everything,
cast no shadow.
that's another thing, dead.
Approaching.
So we are now, 3 things we looked at: sea lions,
Would drink,
air traffic,
grow,
bees, and shipyards.
year.
Guess what?
So in many ways,
They're all dead.
represents the solution to the very real
Downsizing very quickly and dwindling down very quickly.
take this.
Now, you say, Michael, why are you saying all this? Well, I say this because if all these things are going on, okay, I'm putting 2 and 2 together here. It seems like life is dying, right? Life is dying. Why is life dying? And the earth being and decaying the way that it is? Why is Mother Nature doing this? And the plants, plant life, toxic algae in the ocean, beehives. These are the 3 necessary things for life: food, water. It's all gone. It's all gone. Are we in some kind of golden age, or are we in some kind of death cycle? I saw blue rain. This guy captured blue rain, acid rain, it looked like. The poles, the magnetosphere, it's already shifting like you couldn't imagine. I was outside last night, it must have been midnight, and the sky was pulsating the brightest purplish violet color. I mean, it was lightning and thunder like you never seen before, ever. And I'm seeing now something happen here down on the South Pole. I want to see real quick so we could just put this all together. So now we have all this stuff going on. We have war everywhere too. War everywhere. And
Now you might have to go with me on this.
hold on a second here.
That this is in fact a cow. Its large
So you see, things are decaying.
and they sculpted.
We have Portugal, okay?
Now the cow
That is,
everyday life for these people. It was a source of meat.
obviously the power's out.
Key sources of protein.
Now look at that.
Keep them healthy.
Look at that.
Breaking news coming out of the Drake Passage between southern South America and the northern tip of Antarctica.
This is the very center of everything.
Just in the last 90 minutes, there's been a very powerful 7.4
That's a
super shallow
7.4
magnitude earthquake that's
earthquake.
generated a tsunami threat alert. You don't see these very often. Coming over here to the USGS, you can see there's been a series of aftershocks following the 7.4.
Now, there's a lot of
5.4,
aftershocks
a
here.
5.7, a 5.6, and another 5.4. All very shallow,
Rabbits
10
were
kilometers.
running.
That's 6.2 miles deep. And yes, there have been tsunami threats issued by the U.S. Tsunami Warning System from the National Weather Service out of NOAA. Right now, Chile is under a tsunami threat. They could see a
Come here.
tsunami anywhere between 3 feet and 9 feet in the next hour. Looking at the global seismic network, you can see the primary wave was felt on seismographs all around the world, especially in Argentina and South America. Look at the Antarctica seismograph. Jet black following the very shallow 7.4 magnitude earthquake. Looking at the National Data Buoy Center, there's no buoys down here around the epicenter of the earthquake, but for some reason there's a buoy in event mode down here in the southern Atlantic Ocean, just east of the Caribbean. See that buoy right there? It went into event mode yesterday right there, and it's been in event mode for about 8 hours right now. Not quite sure what triggered that. And there's also a buoy up here bouncing around that's been in event mode for 3 days, and you can see it's
That's not
detecting
good.
something unusual as well. The rest of the buoys, the yellow diamonds that you see, are all buoys that are active around the world. And the two that you see pulsating are definitely detecting something. Once again, there's a tsunami threat in effect right now as I do this video for the coast of Chile. They could see a tsunami at any time. This was a very powerful earthquake that again,
That doesn't look normal to me. Does it look normal to you? No, I didn't think so. It looks like something got dropped down like a bowling ball, okay, down into the South Pole section. Something almost blazing, like something that's a weapon. A weapon. You know, now, I could just tell you right now, there's war going around everywhere. Food rotten, plants rotten, seeds rotten, bees gone, acid rain. Okay, auroras are, going down and down. The ice shelf. This is where this is at. The ice shelf. Antarctica. Okay, Antarctica. This kind of reminds me of, this is black. It's literally black. At the South Pole there. So, where the hell did this, what did this,
Because as the climate continued to change,
it looks like somebody dropped a bowling ball down on our planet in the South Pole. That's what it looks like. And if this is wormwood, it very well could be. It's a blazing star.
this is an incredibly special place.
This is really.
Nonetheless,
You could see the vibrations. I mean, from it. Holy shit! You could literally see the whole vibrations of this shit, dude.
which combine here,
What's really bothering me is that
flowing from the heart of
this already took place like in just recently. Now we have Portugal out of power outage. France, Portugal. Where are we talking about? We're talking about where the Temple of Apollyon is in CERN.
swells the fast
They cause earthquakes. They've been known to. They have an earthquake machine.
But until the 20th century,
This bothers me, especially with the pyramid discoveries and the, you know, you all of a sudden there's 100-mile long, pillars that they're detecting underneath the pyramid. Well, I could tell you what this reminds me of. This reminds me of something I know why the flood happened. Okay? And the flood had happened because of a accident at a place like CERN. And they had screwed up on an experiment, okay? And caused a dimensional rift. A dimensional rift. And this had come barreling down like this, kind of, and breaks up and busts up and pulsates so much that it's hurting animals. It's doing all kind of things, and I couldn't imagine what it's doing to your brain. At least one side of your brain, right? Well, one side of your brain seems to they have kind of decayed, poisoned, but your brain is something special that grows back and can expand depending on the knowledge you know. Don't ever question me about what I know or what you think I know. Now they have AI. AI is located at these poles, especially the North Pole of where? Where is the North Pole? That's the question. Where is the North Pole? Well, the North Pole is something that moves constantly, kind of goes all around, And in this circle of life, I'm here to just explain to you what you're seeing, man. You're seeing something literally come down from out of the blue. Out of the blue, meaning out of the ocean, out of like the sea. Like, do you see something literally coming down, sweeping down the whole earth? So this is a pole shift. This is what I'm talking about. This is a magnetic pole shift, and it seems to be going on right now, and we're in the process of it. So I'm trying to stay positive and trying to keep you guys positive and fix the earth and try to fix it with knowledge that I'm trying to share with you. Because the earth operates on polarity just like your brain does. This is the upper world, the lower world, the north world, and the south world, just like the twins I had told you about. And this is man, this is really strong energy, man. And I'm trying to think what he's showing there deep. What's over there to east there?
Earthquake that again sent shockwaves through the Antarctica ice sheet. Very shallow 7.4 magnitude earthquake right now, loaded with aftershocks.
And he's not saying anything else other than that. Now I know Mike. He's a good guy. He's very thorough, and he kind of makes sure his point is known and explained. So who's doing this? What's doing this? This is a problem. Okay.
Guys, in this video, we're going to look at video footage of
there's
pulsing
sky pulsating
pulsing
everywhere.
Lights at a nearly empty shipping
Come on,
port.
what's that
We've
about?
seen massive blackouts in the United States, an increase in earthquakes and volcanic activity, and yet another example of blue rain. Is something big happening? Let's take a closer look and see.
250,000 years ago, volcano dormant erupts again. That's a marker. I hate to tell you that. That is the Most High, or Mother Nature, giving us a marker, okay? That she's about to, open her mouth up. Open her mouth wide. It says in Revelations, the earth opens wide its mouth to accept those who we're cast into hell, basically. With this dormant volcano 250,000 years ago, now it's erupting again. I can only imagine what kind of like minerals you'd find, pretty good minerals in it, gold. And maybe certain beings do this. They purposely weaponize things in space that are outside of our solar system, and they blow up volcanoes. The Anunnaki talk about it. And blowing it up, in doing so, you find gold. The same thing they're trying to use to protect our planet and shield it from our dying atmosphere. Why is our atmosphere dying, Michael? What's going on with our atmosphere? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. Let's see.
But this comes in massive amounts. These are the beer jars.
Let's see how the weather is here.
Oh, nice slice of beer jar. This is the nuts and bolts of how Egyptian chronology all came together in the early days, isn't it?
Yes, the botany is especially fundamental to understand how people were living.
I don't see any recent videos. This bothers me. Why does this bother you, Michael? Well, it tells me that somebody is controlling the algorithm and the data. The data. Look, this is all bullshit. All of it. It's all a simulation type deal. Why is this happening? Why is everything being simulated like this? And is this really the reality, man? That if it's all just based on this algorithm, maybe entities, negative entities, disagreeable ones,
temperatures.
And maybe the disagreeable ones,
But a new beginning.
and
A transformation from the world of the living into an everlasting afterlife.
yeah,
And such a belief would
you
shape
fuck that afterlife shit.
serious practice. And
I don't want to hear about the afterlife shit, dude. You want to know why I don't want to hear about it? Because it's bullshit. They're killing people in the afterlife, in this life, in any life you living. Trust me.
are only now becoming clear.
What I'm saying is this.
Had a strong significance.
Okay, high pressure, huge.
Hello, kia ora,
Brings
g'day. I'm Philip
Eastern
Duncan from
shower.
Watch TV
Of
on
course,
YouTube
because
with your
guess what? A
Australia
bowling
Open
ball is
podcast
getting dropped
through
on their
until
head.
the end of
Imagine
next week.
that.
So let's have a look and see what's
From
going
outside
on.
of
Not
our
a lot. In fact, this is a pretty
system,
quiet video
our-
today. There's a few things
Our,
going on around
universe.
the edges, but inland,
This is coming
pretty
from
quiet.
outside.
It's a bit of high cloud, maybe a couple of isolated
see?
showers around, but most of the downpours are offshore at the moment in the tropics or well to the south around the Southern Ocean. The reason why? An enormous area of high pressure. And I say
You see
enormous
that?
because it is basically the same size as Australia. So
Good.
that is the
It's the
reason why
size of
it's pushing all the
Australia.
way
Now imagine a winged planet called the Destroyer, or Wormwood, or Planet X, or Marduk, whatever you want to say.
You'd need it in your life on Earth.
For those that weren't chosen,
His body was naturally
Well.
modified in the hot desert sand. But its placement here may not have been accidental.
ah man,
Because even when dead, the body had to be preserved in order to house the soul for eternity.
yes, the body needs to be preserved, even in Egypt's afterlife, to preserve the body for the soul. Both need each other in the afterlife. Do you not see what I'm trying to say to you? Everything is dying, dead, or has been dead already. What's left?
Being face to face with
What is left?
the earliest Egyptians gives us insight into the development of their ideas about the afterlife.
So something,
Started off
drought. We're looking for rain. Every time I do these videos, I'm always hoping something wet's coming along these southern states. But at this stage, it is looking very dry. Now, our climate
dry. That means heat. Okay, that is what the next cataclysm, whatever you want to say, is going to be. Now imagine if a flare from the sun opened up and a coronal mass ejection happened. Would that screw up and cause planes to crash into each other? Flight patterns to be upset? Or, would it cause power outages around the world? Okay. And I'm just trying to just share with you, okay?
Guys, there's a situation unfolding right now as I do this video. The ports are basically empty here in the United States. I'm going to show you guys all the ports. There's no ships waiting to be unloaded. That's going to mean a decrease in supplies, as you can clearly see by that photo I just shared.
Is America Babylon, and is Babylon being judged right now? Okay. You see, here's the thing. It's Anu, the Most High, that has power over all these things, and you guys refuse to listen to me and reject me. It says they refused to worship the Almighty, who had what? Power over these plagues. And in so much, these things, these angels, these things, these diseases, they will touch you, they will kill you, and they will haunt you and turn you out to a dead man. It will hurt all life, all plants, anything with a soul. Do you see what the devil and the evil ones are trying to do to you? Okay? So, as I finish up with these scriptures, I have to learn quickly, because men have stolen and gained secret combinations through so many dark sentences and means. It's really hard to even fathom. And this is why the need for going back and changing time, and going back in time and changing future events to change the past, it means something. I don't have a child to, bestow this knowledge upon. I need to, though. So, not only that, you got to think. Who is doing all this? And are the books at risk? Oh, they are? Oh, they're not letting books in the prisons anymore? Wasn't that something Hitler did? And the Nazis? Yeah, that's it. Why aren't they allowing books? Paper books, really? The literature? The actual literature, not something on a screen. It's one thing to have this. This is an advantage. This is an advantage to have this technology, having a phone, and stuff like that. I don't think people understand. I grew up when the whole phone thing wasn't a thing. And I watched it happen. The whole multimedia, the transition into this industrial age, which is now AI, and revolution, which is not now AI. You know what comes with that, right? With this technology. Increase in knowledge, like Daniel had spoken about, but also a decrease in the love of many, and the decrease of the appreciation of many and of things. This is a downfall, not a progress. We are not progressing, we are degressing. How are we going to make it? Now with AI, in my honest, humble opinion, is the devil. Is the devil. It's the devil we all chose. You're telling me this technology got us to not only choose it, but to serve it, and to worship it, and to listen to everything it says and does? Now we're talking about the beast, right? AI being the beast, the image The beast, the image of man,
is now the world's first nation
is
state.
not man. Because what makes up a man is part image and part physical or spirit.
Egypt is all here.
We are born of both natures.
Religion and even the world's
And me being a son of nature and sent here to talk to you and talk to you in a very appointed time if it's not too late.
and the chisel.
I'm just here to deliver it. Deliver the answers for you.
First king of Egypt
And you will reject me. I'm telling you, it's important that you listen to me.
was the Vulcan god of kingship.
Put aside your feelings of anything outside of me and listen to the words that I speak outside of me.
To emphasize,
That comes from within me,
this is matched of course by
which is all spirit.
beautiful feature. This idea you could just tie it with a tag.
I just so happen to not worship the fire.
The power of a bull.
No. I worship. I know who I am and know that I am of fire and spirit and flesh and blood
How
and from the earth.
portrayed the company of
Okay.
gods. Yet perhaps
And this is talking about the second Adam,
this
right?
powerful image with the main
So the first Adam was destroyed when? When was the first Adam destroyed? Well, let's see.
this is a horror
The CIA wanted this book,
brains bulging
and
and yet even this the Egyptian artist
you wonder why. Well, who's Chan Thomas?
ballet-like pose. It's been sung at
Who
songs
is Chan Thomas? CIA classified this book.
and yet the message still gets through.
In this book, the story of the history of the cataclysms. Look, Tiamat and Marduk battle it out. Okay, Marduk.
Try and link themselves to Egypt's first pharaoh.
Okay, they claim that Lilith was the second wife of Adam.
Egyptian hierarchy.
Eve was destroyed because her seed was poisoned.
Names were recorded
The bloodline had got so impure and poisoned
royal family tree.
that,
The best preserved of these
you know, the shifting of the earth crust. You are built up of atoms, okay? I'm from Atlantis. I could tell you these things.
royal predecessors going
What they're trying to do and create upon this earth is the second Atlantis, which is CERN.
detail about this
I told you this too. You're not listening to me. I'm telling you.
continuity because Seti has his
We are either under the water here.
He's the crown prince, actually reading out these names on a piece of papyrus paper. So it's as if Seti is saying to the gods, look, I'm now Pharaoh and this is my son.
Here's a song by Chan Thomas called Trouble.
Name of this remarkable list.
You see, with those who don't know, I'm a child of Atlantis. I know because I lived there. I'm from there.
But in the case of Egypt's
This is the first world also. The original world. The pure world. The children of the pre-Adamites lived there. Do you want to know who they were? They were a people you never knew existed. A species of people.
and the evidence for this
And who was a pre-Adamite? Akhenaten,
city of the BIOS.
whose wife was Nefertiti. Almost alien-like, right? Almost extraterrestrial-like, right? Maybe you'll start listening to Michael Zadok. A new name, a new personage, an angel, a messenger, sent from the ether, the spirit out of the blue, trying to warn you. The truth is that this, I can't give you any more truth other than that.
That card is also your ticket.
And,
Chipotle honey chicken brings a hint of
I mean, may you be strong. And this also, I also want to say this. This also makes me think of the golden record.
Chipotle honey chicken.
The record that NASA sent out for aliens to find.
Wizard once thought
and to listen to a story of humanity on a golden disc. Well, how would humanity find this golden disc if it's just floating out in space somewhere? And why would they send it? Are they worried about us destroying ourselves or be destroyed? I would say yes. They sent this out in 1977. I found this record. I pressed play on it. I know what it's in. I know what's in it. I know what it's about. I know why it's golden. I know why it got sent out. I know who found it. And I know that you don't know. So I'm putting out this information, giving you everything that's inside my brain. And I will continue to until I have delivered my message and made it known to the world and the universe. Because that is why I was sent here. And you will not stop me. You can get in my way, and I don't care about dying or facing death. I will return. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm one of the last of my kind. Not trying to brag, just trying to tell you, listen or don't, you've been warned.